I've been thinking for a while that if God existed, then I was probably in trouble with him, because I had not really paid that much attention to him. I'd not done what any religion had asked me to. I didn't believe that any one of them was necessarily true. I just didn't know where I stood. So I decided when I was 18 to, at university, find out about all this kind of stuff. And I had a hunch that there was something in the Bible that was going to be true. So I was at uni for 2 terms. I didn't do anything, just did like the normal uni stuff, like going out and playing football and that kind of thing. And then in the summer term I decided to follow through on my promise to myself to look into what the Bible said. So I asked a friend if I could go to church with her one day, so she took me along. And then I went along a few times, and then I went back home for the summer holidays, went to a church in Epsom a few times as well, then went back to university, started to go more regularly, and then in January of 2003 there was a mission week. So I went along to a lot of mission talks on does God exist, is the Bible true, that kind of thing, and that helped me along. And then kept going, and then it got to the end of the year for my second year at uni, and my friend asked me, she said, where do you stand? And I said, well, I believe it's all true. So Jesus is God, he was crucified and he rose again, and he's the Son of God. But I said, I don't want to become a Christian because of what it will mean for my life. And so she then said, okay, well, why don't you meet up with a friend of mine? So I met up with this guy who was a student worker at the church I was at. So we had a coffee, and he said, you know, you've been going along to church for a year and a half, why aren't you a Christian yet? And I said the same thing, so I believe it's true, but I don't want to be a Christian. And he said, why not? And I said, well, basically because what will my family think? What will my friends think? You know, will they make fun of me? Will they be angry at me? What if God wants me to do something radical, like go and live in a foreign country to be a missionary? I don't want to do that. I have to stop doing some of the things that I was doing, like going out and getting drunk and swearing and things like that. So then he said, okay, it's a little bit worrying, so then he showed me 2 ways to live. And as he showed me this presentation of what the gospel was, which I already knew, but he showed me again anyway, everything kind of changed in my head. So I was looking at this diagram, all these pictures, and then becoming a Christian changed into being like the worst thing, the most scary thing I could do, to being the best thing I could possibly do. And that was when it all clicked. So I cycled home on my bike after meeting this guy, and then went into my room, shut the door, and then kind of knelt on a chair and prayed for like some sort of prayer of commitment to say, oh, I now give my life to you, please forgive me of my sin, please allow me to have you as my God and Lord. And that was it. And I just remember feeling very happy and full of joy for that, kind of for a few minutes. So that was it. That was June 2003.